let's say, manipulate your readers, your listeners, your patients. You cannot. But you can let them know what are their options. Life is a train. You go through different train stations. You decide which train you'll get into, and you decide in which station you get off.
I'm Farah Shammas. Welcome to Hotel Talk. We hope you enjoy listening to this friendly conversation between people connected by real life in hotels. Today we have a lovely guest called Marianna Fortoma, who is the Business Development and Marketing Manager at YGIA Polyclinic. So many people might wonder, well, what does a polyclinic or hospital have to do with hotels? But it has a lot. And actually, one of my lecturers, when I was doing a course at Cornell, has written a whole book on hospitality and hospitals and how they're so connected. And we've got so many models and strategies that are in common and definitely in marketing. So Marianna, welcome. Thank you so much for being on Hotel Talk.
It's a great pleasure to be here, not only to Hotel Talks, but next to you.
Oh, thank you so much. So I'd love to start with a little bit of an introduction to all the listeners about YGIA Polyclinic. Tell us a bit, we know it's in Limassol, but tell everybody who's listening a little bit about the clinic, about the philosophy behind it, the history, and then we'll go into some more details afterwards.
YGIA is in the center of Limassol town, has been operating for the last 37 years. The oldest, but not in facilities. Just in
the most historical.
Private hospital. We have recently, end of September, we have joined the national healthcare system, YGIA, and it has been very challenging. But now we are even closer to all Limassol citizens, and not only, of course. So
I did want to ask you about YGIA. Just a lot of our listeners are from Cyprus and very aware of our relatively new national health system, and many people as well, I know in the UK, are very used to this concept, and other countries in Europe. But can we sum up a little bit about that concept and its importance, but why specifically did YGIA Polyclinic decide to move from a private hospital to become a YGIA hospital?
It wasn't something that we did in one night. We gave it a lot of thinking, and we put down all the numbers to make sure that this would ensure the positions of 556 employees that we do have. But we thought that the financial status now of Cyprus and the crisis in the whole world.
Crises, we've had so many, haven't we? Yeah.
Not only Cyprus. Our mission was to contribute to the society and to be next to our patients. Due to the financial condition, our patients started turning towards YGIA because they could not afford private healthcare. So what we thought is to maintain our top quality of services, to maintain our very good reputation, and come closer to our patients. So it was a very big challenge because entering YGIA means changing everything.
Do you still have some private, or is it now only?
We do accept private patients, patients that are not YGIA beneficiaries, first of all. We do have our medical tourism section that is still going on. And we also accept patients that, although they are YGIA beneficiaries, they need a service that is not covered by YGIA. Let's say plastic aesthetic surgeries or robotic surgeries, because some of them are not covered by YGIA. Or even you want to have a mammogram, YGIA allows it every 2 years, but of course, cancer does not come every 2 years. So you need to have your checkup. You go to your private doctor, you get a prescription, you have your mammogram privately, either insurance covered or self-pay. So we do have our private sector still. But of course, not for anything covered by YGIA. This you cannot do.
Okay.
It's not allowed if you are registered under YGIA. Big challenge. We had to change everything. We had to go by YGIA, by OIE rules, meaning number of beds, number of nurses.
And is the philosophy that if somebody wanted to pay, then they would jump queue? Is that why if something is covered by YGIA, you cannot then?
No.
No, what is it?
Our philosophy, it might be a philosophy of someone else, but our philosophy is that we treat all our patients equally.
Okay.
Because you have a private insurance, because you can afford, doesn't mean that you are a better patient to YGIA than someone that cannot afford and needs to have a CT scan. You will have to book your appointment. We are trying we are operating 24 hours per day, 7 days per week. So we are trying to have many employees that can assist to book the appointments, not to wait, because illnesses do not wait.
They're not going to wait, exactly.
If you need a healthcare service, you need it now, not after 1 or 2 months. So we are trying our best. Of course, there are limitations by the system, not by us.
And I'm going to ask you quite a few marketing questions. My background's marketing as well, and I love it. So in the era of digital marketing, that's evolved everywhere. Of course, it's evolved in the healthcare sector. But what strategies do you find that have been the most effective, and how do you utilize that to
As you probably know, we are not allowed in the healthcare sector to advertise. Let's say we are the best hospital, but we can advertise, of course, our doctors, meaning our services, our competitive advantages. So what we usually do is using not Google Ads. We avoid Google Ads. I personally believe it's not for health sector, but we do promote our doctors, our specializations. We have all specializations, and from 1st January we have also oncology that we did not have the last 5 years. So we do let people know what we can offer to them. Why they should choose us, and we do it through Facebook, through LinkedIn, through news articles of our doctors, of our managers. This is me.
That's
so
okay.
Sorry.
Don't worry. Happens to all of us. Yeah.
So we mostly do it indirectly, let's say.
Yeah, because I was thinking about that this morning when I was thinking about all the things I wanted to discuss with you. It's quite tough, when you're building a patient trust with us as well, the guest trust, and then you're doing promotions, and then you've got to remain authentic. But on the other hand, you are promoting your services, and it is a business. So that balance, maybe you can share some insights into how you promote the hospital services but keep the trust of your patients.
Ethics is very important, especially when you are dealing with something so valuable as our health.
As our life, yeah.
Yeah, it's our life, as you say. So you cannot, let's say, manipulate your readers, your listeners, your patients. You cannot. But you can let them know what are their options.
Yeah, be more of an information platform.
Yes.
And share knowledge.
If I give you the background of my doctors, you can go and check the background of doctors that work in other hospitals.
Or even within
And you can decide.
the
Or
YGIA
even
Polyclinic.
here, yes, we have, maybe you prefer this cardiologist better than the other one. But it's up to you. You make the decision. But you need the information. So that's what we are trying to do. We let our patients know about our technology advanced equipment. It's good to know that we have robotics, we have latest technology, we have an MRI that is latest technology, which is very, very important. Diagnosis is the most important in order to decide what the right treatment is.
And I guess all the equipment as well. I mean, that's why people are not in smaller practices and they want a bigger hospital, because people, it's awful to say, but they want to know if something does go wrong, that there's another department in there or that there's someone else that can help them.
And also the complete services we offer. I mean, we have a hospitality manager.
Okay.
Why? Because it has to do with hospitality.
Absolutely.
How clean all areas are. If the food we serve in our restaurant is as it should be.
This is one of my questions as we go down. I love that.
If the rooms are as they should be.
And the environment, because...
The environment, everything. The reception is like your reception.
That's what I have here as a question.
They are our ambassadors. If someone, you come in the hospital and you go and ask something and they say, oh, go there. It makes a huge difference. And someone that will say, good morning, how may I assist you? The smile, the attitude, the dress code, the body language.
And how do you maintain that? Do you do a lot of trainings? Yeah.
Trainings. We have training and development, which is a part of our HR department. And everyone goes through training. We don't mind if our staff is coming from Harvard or not, but training is essential.
Absolutely.
I mean, training that has to do with communication, with skills according to their profession, with computer literacy, so to be able to operate all the systems of YGIA, our systems, law seminars, ethics is very important, professional behavior.
And positive attitude, as you said from the beginning.
Of course, because health and safety is very important in a hospital, as you know.
Absolutely. And this is where hotels and hospitals have so much in common, and it's hospitality.
Yeah.
So what have you learned so far and developed? I mean, I've seen it dramatically when I had all my 3 children in the Polyclinic. And so very special times, let's say. And there was a huge shift between when I had my first child nearly 11 years ago to Parissa 4 years ago, in the services and the attitude, in the knowledge, to be honest, of the nurses and how they went around about helping me. Decoration-wise, not so much.
Yes, you're right.
But,
we are still
work in progress.
Trying on that.
No, I'm joking now. I mean, all jokes aside, you've got Marina Raphael, who's an amazing artist, and all her artwork going across the walls of the maternity ward and the children's area. I mean, it's beautiful. I mean, there's a lot of love that's gone into that area. So what have you learned as a hospital over the years that can be done and is being done to make inpatient experience better?
People make the difference, first of all. We invest in our people. It's very, very important for us. And I mean, from the cleaning lady, from the security guy, from the nursing staff, the ladies that serve you in our restaurant area, the doctors, the in-house doctors, the associate doctors, the administration. Everyone is so, so important. And it's like a chain.
Yeah.
If it breaks somewhere in the middle, you might lose everything.
Yeah.
So that's something we've learned. So, excuse me, we really invest in our people. The second thing is that you need always to evaluate your services. through patient satisfaction questionnaires, through interviewing your patients, chatting with them.
Yeah, the feedback.
Yes, you have to get this feedback. It's really valuable.
I'm sure you get a lot online as well. Do you have, I mean, like in our sector, we've got our TripAdvisor and obviously Google and Facebook and everything else.
Yeah.
So I'm sure people do.
I'm managing our social media.
How do you handle that? How do you handle? Because like with any field, really, when people are happy, they don't like run, to a computer to share that. They hopefully will share it at a dinner party or with friends. But it's when people are upset and they feel they need a voice, sometimes not fairly, and they'll go online and put something.
Our policies, when we receive a written message, no matter
might be positive, negative, anything.
Yes. Yeah. Most of the times, they send a card when it's positive. Or when you make an announcement or something, they go and write a comment. But when they have a complaint, they send it either in our boxes that we have in the reception area, where they can write their complaint anonymously or even with their name on it and just put it in. But when we receive, let's say, a messenger message, what I do is always read it very carefully and start investigating internally. Which department is this directed to? Is it the hospitality? Was it because the person was dissatisfied by the doctor, by the nursing staff? So I go to this person and have a discussion. Then I ask the permission from the patient or the relative, because sometimes the relatives write their comments, for their phone number so that we can call them. And the manager of this department, the head where the complaint is directed to, calls the patient, apologizes or explains, so that the patient feels that you are valuable to us. We care about you. We might have done something wrong. Of course, we might have done something wrong.
Yeah, we're human.
Or we were lower than your expectations. Please let us discuss about it so that we can improve ourselves and also so that we understand our mistake and apologize. It takes a lot of time to handle this internally, but it's something that we always do.
Well, without the feedback, we can't improve. We all want it. Absolutely. Do you use data analytics as well a lot? I mean, I'm sure medically you do, but
yes,
in terms
financially.
And financially, but in terms of marketing, and does that help stretch?
Mostly for patient satisfaction.
Okay. Yeah, because I mean, for your hospital's marketing strategy, it might come in.
We do monitor the competition, but we don't go that far.
Deep,
Cyprus is really small.
Exactly, and a lot of it is word of mouth, trial and error. Yeah,
and
I'm not talking medically now. I'm talking marketing.
Yeah, of course. And you know who your competitors are.
Yeah.
You know their competitive advantages and yours. So it's easy to write down and know how to proceed. But in terms of patient satisfaction, of course, we have our statistics.
Absolutely, I'm sure.
We compare to the previous years. We have our, we do research. I mean, we do open research so that we know what people think about YGIA. Do they know YGIA? Is it only in Limassol? Do we have people coming from Paphos? Do we have people coming from Marke?
We do. Little Parissa, my little one, had a bump, as I think most of us parents have experienced with a child. And we had to stay the night, I stayed the night with her in the clinic. And the little boy in the bed next to us with his mummy was from Paphos, So that was I had a whole night conversation with him. He just had his tonsils removed. So, it was very sweet. Medical tourism, you touched on that a moment ago. Tell us a little bit more about medical tourism.
Cyprus has everything.
We do.
Yeah.
And it's not just the weather that everyone thinks.
No, it's not.
But the weather is just amazing. I mean, I think we're doing this interview now. It's January. It will come out in February. But my goodness, it's just stunning. I mean, 25 degrees. What more does anybody want? Green, beautiful, fresh air. And then that obviously then goes with everything else, whether it's the culture,
pace of everyday life, everything. If you love nature, you can find places to visit.
Yeah.
If you are more nightlife person.
Yeah. So it's a great place to have any type of procedure because it's just a great place to recover in.
Of course.
And we first met, we were talking about earlier, with Amos. Maybe we'll talk a little bit about that. And
I learned so many things from Amos. It was my first experience with the health sector. Coincidentally, I saw Mr. Papadopoulos, the owner, the CEO of Amos, yesterday.
Okay.
So I told him, I am always saying how many things I've learned from you.
Well, we'll explain a bit about Amos. That Amos brought doctors from abroad, had operations here in Cyprus. People were coming, not just Cyprus,
I have the impression that Amos started medical tourism in Cyprus. I'm not sure. I don't have the data.
But it was one of the
leaders, let's say.
And the patient, they were spinal operations.
Yes.
And the patients were staying at San Rafael. And Marianna was just saying, actually, before the podcast started, that we were the only hotel that they knew of at the time that had a fully disabled room.
Yeah, I mean...
And I said to you that...
In 2015.
Not only so we had 14 assisted disabled rooms, which we've always had. And then we had the one fully disabled, but now we've got 7. Plus, of course, the interconnecting.
And amazing staff.
Yeah, thank you.
Amazing staff. I mean, your breakfast has always been amazing. And everyone in your breakfast room was really, you thought they were part of the family.
Yeah.
You wanted to say, good morning, how are you? They were so nice how they were treating Amy's patients back then. All of my experiences with St. Raphael have been...
Thank you. So tell us, then a bit. So you've had the experience in 2 different companies with medical tourism. So what's its importance?
In 3, actually.
In 3.
I went through Eimer Medical Services after Amy's, which is a representative of Hadassah University Hospital. Oh, we have to
It's okay. We're busy ladies.
Hadassah University Hospital in Cyprus. So, but it was outbound. Not inbound.
Okay.
But again,
we want to import.
That's what I think. I was telling to Eimer, why don't we do it also vice versa?
Yeah.
I mean, okay, maybe in oncology or...
Have we become too expensive though in Cyprus? How does that work? Because I know that many people, I know friends of my mother's, for example, because there's medical tourism in aesthetics and plastic surgery, and that's a big one. But then, of course, in more, whether it's emergencies or other health issues that people have. But I know that comparatively, Cyprus, we can be considered more expensive, both from hotels, side traveling to us, actual cost of living, and then medically, I don't know, I'm asking you, compared to some other countries.
To Israel? No way.
Yeah.
Israelis.
Yeah. So it depends on,
Yes. I will just say a prostatectomy, a robotic prostatectomy might cost in Cyprus 13 to 15,000 euros, while in Israel is 30 to 35.
Imagine. Yeah.
An IVF procedure would cost around 6,000 euros in Cyprus, while in Israel, 22.
Yeah, or in England. Yeah. So I know from friends of mine, they might have got it on the NHS, but depending on your catchment area, you can only have it many times. And one friend of mine actually spent the amount that they would have spent on a mortgage to do their IVF treatment. So if they could come here and have a holiday, and then another friend, they were coming here to do it.
And we do not offer less. This is very important.
Yeah.
Our doctors are top, especially in IVF. Cyprus has a very good position.
Yes.
But medical tourism is really challenging because you are dealing with the whole world.
Yeah.
Of course, you have to decide your target countries.
And also, how do you promote that then? Where would you go about promoting it?
First of all, there are medical tourism platforms.
I was going to ask, yeah.
That you log in as a hospital. You can promote your specializations and you can receive requests, leads, sales leads, because it's sales, though it has to do with our health.
Yeah. Call a spade a spade.
It is. So you can promote your hospital, reviews, testimonials from your patients and everything. You receive a request. You can send information as well as a quote. And then the patient decides whether wants to come. You have a Zoom meeting or something so that they know you are real, you exist, because that's the digital thing. You really don't know if it's a robot, artificial intelligence, or there is someone back there answering to you. So you do have this eye contact even through the screens. And then the patients start asking about hotels, about how they can really spend their time there, transfers. It's very important to offer the whole package.
Yeah.
And that's what we do. We pick up the patient from the airport, we do the check-in, we do the hotel reservations. If we are asked to, we can do the ticketing as well, though we prefer not, because it's very complex, really. And we can make a full program for the relatives where they could spend their time while their loved one is recovering. So if you offer the whole package to someone and just has to say, yes, I want this, no, I don't want this, and has everything ready, it is so much better, so convenient. Imagine to have all the stress that you need to go to a country that you probably don't know, or even it's so different if you have visited a country as a tourist or if you are going for a surgery.
And in many cases, to have that support network around you of their relatives and friends. When you're in a foreign country, you don't have that. So you rely even more heavily on the team in the hospital
so
to
you
be
don't
that
want to
support
bother
network.
yourself with these minor details, but that will make a huge difference to your stay there.
Yeah.
And of course, we are trying to give all necessary, and we arrange a Zoom with the doctor as well. The patient needs to know the doctor.
Yeah, absolutely.
Needs to know whether, sometimes we say, I don't like his face. We have nothing with someone, but it's something that bothers us.
It's instinct, gut instinct, isn't it? In some, And do you see that increasing in Cyprus, medical tourism? Do you see more of a demand for it?
We have many patients. At the past, we had mainly UK. Because, British people are so familiar with Cyprus. They feel part of it.
Yeah.
And they were having surgeries or medical treatments while on holidays, British people. But now we have from Russia, we have from Ukraine, we have from Sweden and Israel, of course.
Interesting.
And I see a turn. They used to choose Greece. Now they choose Cyprus.
Why do you think that is?
I think that the prices in Greece have gone so up. And maybe they do not promote it as much.
Yeah. Very interesting. So on to the smaller details. One of my favourite topics is food. So hospital food is, the big joke, unfortunately. if somebody wants to make a comparison with bad food, they say, it's like hospital food. Which is not, hopefully now that's
no
saying,
salt, no nothing,
will
no
go,
taste.
exactly. And also just very bland. And you always think of hospital food as just, beige and bland and a bit of jelly. And but I know that you're making a big effort in that department. And I also know that many hospitals worldwide, in my sphere of veganism and plant-based living, are turning to plant-based alternatives and purely plant-based kitchens. I'm quite proud, actually. The first 100% plant-based hospital was in Lebanon, in Beirut. For health reasons. I think also it definitely has financial implications as well.
Yeah.
Definitely in countries where animal products are
I don't think the
higher.
Cyprus mentality is ready for plant-based
meals.
nutrition. Yeah.
But on the other hand, it is so important when a patient is recovering to give them food that will fuel their body and be healthy. So what's your plan there and how's that going? Because definitely they're so sweet. I mean, I remember like when I went, oh my goodness, anyway, definitely the last time. And I said, but I'm vegan. They were so accommodating. And before I was vegan, I was pescatarian. They were also very accommodating and they helped out. But I did laugh. Some of it was, they just didn't understand what it was. I got like completely wrong. I remember getting butter and egg and I don't know what. And like, I was like, what is this? And then I remember having the same meal, but that was before, and then it has changed.
We have it in our mind. I am not vegan. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. You don't have to apologize.
But I'm so bad with my nutrition habits.
But my point now is not whether YGIA Polyclinic is going vegan or not, but is offering at least healthier options.
Yes.
I mean, there's no point having pasticcia when someone's recovering from a heart operation, or you know what I mean, like at least to have
barbecue chicken wings after a heart attack,
with
maybe.
extra mayonnaise and something on the side.
We have a nutritionist and we are very, very careful. Of course, we follow doctor's orders. The doctor doesn't give the recipe. Says this patient is not allowed to eat any salt or oil and from that point on, the nutritionist makes the diet and together with the chef, and they prepare the menu. And with the
food costs that they're allocated as well. I mean, I'm sure it's similar to
But we are very, very careful on the ingredients. We are very, very careful. Everything is fresh, not frozen, frozen meat, not frozen fish, nothing. And of course, we always respect if someone is vegan, if someone...
Or dietary requirements.
Yes,
someone might have nut allergies.
Allergies, yes.
Exactly,
We have many patients that say, I cannot eat anything, no dairy products at all. So
lactose intolerance and it's up here, work in progress.
Yes, work in progress.
So my last question about the hospital now is initiatives that you may take with the community.
Yes.
To learn a little bit about that.
We are very proud
what you do
on our CSR. We are proud in the sense that we say that we want to contribute to the society. And we do.
Well, you've moved to ESC. That in itself is amazing. Yeah.
We have our sponsorship programs. We have our donations in people that are in need, towards people that are in need. We have a cooperation with AbleBook. Those lovely guys.
They use this very studio that we're in now for their podcast. And I was among the first 3 guests on their podcast. So it's a beautiful podcast by AbleBook.
We are in their platform
called Able Talks.
Yes, this is the second year. We believe that you cannot be a health institution and not respect all people. I mean,
no discrimination.
No discrimination. The opportunity for everyone to approach health. I mean, it's it's essential, really.
Yeah.
So we are not excluding anyone. We are very sensitive towards children.
Yeah.
And we have our own institution. We call it Idrima Polyclinic YGIA, the Greek term, where we help people that need to have an operation or a treatment that they cannot afford, that might not be covered by ESC or whatever. And we have, let's say, a financial scheme to assist them or their relatives, or to cover their expenses if they need to travel abroad.
Oh, that's really
we
touching.
care about the environment.
It must be quite difficult. The environment, okay, there's photovoltaics you can do. When it comes to sustainability and hospitals, this is a subject that's very close to my heart, and we really work towards that at the hotel. And I'm sure in a hospital, you can do a lot. But then on the other hand, the use of, single-use plastics is a must. I mean, it's a medical facility. You can't.
But we have a whole waste management plan.
Okay.
Yes. And we have been awarded for our waste management.
Oh, congratulations.
So, thank you. We are very proud. Of course, we have all certifications. We have health and safety for our labs. We are the only hospital that has an ISO for the labs only. For food and safety, we have the CHKS certification, which is only for hospitals and is an international certification. We have our certification for patient data, cybersecurity, which is also very important. So people might think, okay, you got a certification, so what? No.
Oh my goodness, do you have to work towards it? I know the drill.
Huge amount
of work. It can be years sometimes. It's whole strategies, and it's a lot of investment in
you
not
don't
just money,
get it once
time.
and you are done.
No.
No. And you cannot do it just before they come to evaluate you.
No, it takes years, and the time.
You have to work the whole year through.
Absolutely.
Because you cannot manipulate things when the time comes for an audit. So it's very, very important. And I think Cyprus has made huge steps towards certified and accredited organizations. So it's very good.
That's amazing. So we're going to start wrapping up this episode, but in doing that, I'd like to ask a little bit about you. You're obviously not Cypriot. You're from Greece, for those of you who can't tell the accent. So what brought you to our sunny island?
I am from Athens. I came in Cyprus November 2011 as head of a political campaign, because I also used to do political marketing. So I came for the elections back then, and I stayed.
And you loved it?
I loved it, yes. There are things that I miss from Greece, from Athens particularly, but the quality of life that Cyprus offers, you cannot find it anymore in Greece. I mean, the fact that my children can take their bicycles and just ride on the street. I used to live in the center of Athens, Kolonaki. So you know very well.
Busy and steep, I mean, it's lovely.
You can no way. Of course, it is lovely, and I miss it. But can your children just go out?
Absolutely no, never.
I live in Larnaca. I don't live in Limassol, and in Larnaca, it's no criminality, no stress at all, no traffic. I mean, it's a different quality of life.
Goodness, traffic in Athens are synonymous.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I drive 85 kilometers every day to come to Limassol and go back. I was driving 20 kilometers in Athens. More time needed.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. Oh, that's
And the
so
sea,
nice.
I mean,
being close to the sea. Yeah, and and we've got a
amazing.
beautiful sea here.
Yes.
Lovely beaches, and I always feel blessed to live close to the sea and have that every day.
It changes your perception of life. That's
Definitely,
what I say.
and boosts your spirits, and is beneficial for your health. So, do you have a favorite quote? I ask everyone this on the podcast, or maybe a saying that your grandmother told you, or a mantra that you live your day by.
Life is a train.
Life is a train.
You want me to elaborate?
Yes,
Do
please.
we have the time?
Yes. Hopefully not getting hit by a train. Oh. We're on it.
It's up to you. Life is a train. You go through different train stations. You decide which train you'll get into, and you decide in which station
get off.
You get off. It's full of experiences, different places, different people
that you'll meet along the way.
So it's up to us, this train route, how we utilize it, how we experience it.
That's so nice. About a year ago, we had Claire Simeon on this podcast, and she gave a similar analogy of life and people you meet on the way. And yeah, it's beautiful. Final question that I don't know what it is. Pick any question. I'll read it to you.
Oh, thank you.
So this one, sometimes they're from our staff and our team, and this one is from Marianna. I'm assuming Marianna Rosette, who was on the podcast before. Did we have another Marianna? I can't think. So Marianna to Marianna. Okay. It was meant to be. So what is your next destination? I can't believe that I had that on my list to ask you, and I thought, no, we're running out of time. This question was definitely meant to be then for you, Marianna. Which is your next destination? Which country do you want to visit? So which is your next destination you're going to, and which is a country that you want to visit at some point?
Germany.
So which is the next one, or the one you want to?
The next one.
The next one, okay. Is that for work or pleasure?
No, pleasure.
Okay, nice.
Because my husband was born in Essen, Germany.
Okay.
He left from there when he was only 4 years old. And he wishes to go back and see where he was born and his first years of life. I've been to Essen, so I really want to do this for him, so that he goes back there. So we are planning to do it, hopefully, in Easter.
Your husband's from Greece?
Yes, but he has been in Cyprus 21 years.
Wow.
So he's a Cypriot, I think.
Yeah, he qualifies. I love that. And where would you like to visit? Like, where's your dream kind of destination?
I would like to go back to Melbourne, that I have visited when I was 19 years old and spent there 2 months. It was an amazing experience, and I want so much to go back to these kangaroos.
Oh, that's lovely.
With my children.
Yeah. Oh, thank you for sharing that. Thank you for everything. This has been such an interesting episode, and I think we've all gained from it. So thank you for letting us into your world to see a little bit about medical marketing and the life. It is a life that is hospitals, and the life is behind it. So thank you. Thank you for everything. I wish you all the best of luck, and we'll definitely keep in touch.
Yes, we will. That's a promise.
Lovely. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for listening, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button because it helps us more than you may realize. If you are planning on coming to visit us at St. Raphael Resort and Marina, feel free to email our reservations team quoting Hotel Talk and receive an exclusive offer just for you. We look forward to seeing you soon, hearing your feedback about our show, and producing many, many more interesting episodes just for you, our listener, and our valued guest in mind. Thank you so much, and take care.